Hey everybody, welcome back to another Love During Lockup recap here with Jade and XD. We are where there's smoke is where the title is. I guess we finally got a wedding, kind of.
I said this was so fucking for what? Like why? Y'all made us do all of this for what?
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is episode 4, I think we're on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not feeling the heat.
I'm not either. I'm actually really ready for Love During to be over, so we can just get back to like some real relationships, some good mess where they're,
Yeah.
I already don't believe Buffalo Chicken Tender, and she's not even in this episode. Arrested Development is cringy as fuck, and the fact that she says high school every goddamn episode is just mind-blowing to me. That was actually an entertaining portion, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
What are we, 4 or 5 episodes in? What are we in right now?
Yeah, 4, I think. And I'm just not into it. I do think that, maybe, they be having like contractual obligations, so they just be throwing shit at the wall and waiting for people to really give a fuck about love after lockup, because that's where the real mess lives.
That's where the real mess lives. So I think
it's not entertaining if they don't come home.
No.
Or come to, where they're supposed to be.
I think this is the very first time I've watched this show and been like, that nigga is very handsome.
Oh, with Noriega?
He not even my type. He a little too.
Yeah, he's a little on the tasty side. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Him is handsome.
yeah, he a little. Yeah, I was like, yeah, a little tasty.
He got a nice
side.
full
Right,
mouth. I said
he has really nice. He has nice forearms. And that full length poster, which we'll talk about.
Okay,
he looks like he has a strong back.
He does look like he got a strong back, but I can't with a nigga in a cut up posing. I can't.
I also don't believe. Remind me when we get to that 15-minute.
Oh shit! Oh damn it! This is public.
You did say it.
What I say?
Oh yeah, public. Yeah, we're in public after 15 minutes. So let's get to getting. So who do you want to start with?
Let's start with.
Actually, I know where we can start.
Okay, go ahead.
We can start with Beck and Sincere. He is gross and disgusting.
Unsub White Nick Cannon.
He is so weird and so.
The fact that he made a inmate cringe on the phone and say, I gotta go and pray.
Not even more. You made somebody who shot up their grandmama's house.
See, do you see how that's how disturbing he is? The fact that I forgot this bitch shot up her abuelita's house. I forgot that.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts off with him asking her, this is strictly off the episode. Nobody here is being problematic or anything.
You can look at it yourself. You can go on
Swear to
WeTV
God.
and subscribe to Oblique.
Y'all know we support.
And see it for yourself.
We don't play around with that. It starts off with this nigga asking her about trans inmates and whether or not they have trans inmates at her facility and if they're having sex with the other inmates. Because he read it somewhere. Why do you care?
I would have hung up the phone right there. Like, ain't enough money you could put on my books to be like, why would you ask me some weird shit like that?
Of all the things you can ask me, you didn't ask me what I ate for the past 432 days. Why do you care? Why? Why do you care? So she's like,
yeah.
nigga, I don't know. Like,
That don't happen. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. First and foremost, I'm not walking around asking about people's private business, you know, and decisions that they have chosen to take for themselves in empowerment. I'm not asking them that. I am trying to live out my own days here. So then he starts talking to us about how she seems like she's going to be a really good mother. And how he wants babies, and how he already took a couple of test runs to make sure that everything is functioning okay. So he has taken himself down to the clinic and donated his sperm, and has been alerted that he got a couple kids out there in the world via donation and sperm banks.
So I got a question. Yeah, I mean, I know you had a baby the natural way. But like, and my in vitro and all that is, I only know that through my experience through television. But like, isn't there like a binder where you go through and you select?
I've seen it on TV.
Yeah, like, and I guess he reads okay on paper.
No, he's got shifty eyes, but they don't look for that.
But yeah, like, okay, he is, you know, whatever. I guess he's tall or whatever.
No, he's not.
Slender
He's
or
short.
whatever. Oh, well, I guess, I don't know what type of personality, like how they match you. Is it like an Auntie Sima from Mumbai situation, but for like baby batter?
They're like, give me somebody who looks like a serial killer, because that's what he looks like. I told you he looked like that little boy in the Criminal Minds, the episode where he was fantasizing about killing the sex workers. That's what he looks like.
He looks like a subject of a Netflix documentary.
Does. Fear.
Yeah. So, you know, yeah, he has 2 offspring due to, you know, sperm insemination. Clearly not because people want to be with him. But he's asking her about getting pregnant in prison. Like, so if you were to get pregnant in prison, you'll get released, right? And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what? And he comes on, you know, camera. He's like, well, I'm trying to think of ways to get her out. And if one way is through pregnancy, then maybe we can figure out a way. He's like, maybe I can pass a vial to you of, you know, of his jizz so that she could inseminate it and get pregnant, and then she could leave. And she is mortified. She's like, first of all, no. Secondly, what the hell? Thirdly, why I'm not having a baby with you or anybody in here, and that's not how it works. And she hangs up on him.
Yeah.
And he's so confused as to, what did I do wrong? I'm just trying to help. No, QAnon.
No, you just asked this girl who you've never met in person if you can come visit her and pass her a vial of your sperm. Which, by the way, it doesn't even work like that.
It doesn't even work that way. Being Mary Jane taught us very different.
Being Mary Jane didn't teach me shit, but... But... because I'll be goddamn. The only thing Gabrielle Union taught me is how she could switch up being a mean girl. But... but yeah, this motherfucker is off his motherfucking rocker. I don't care what nobody says. He definitely has bodies. He's on a list, and if he's not, he should be.
Yeah. He looks like the type to like. This is very man specific, but he looks like the type to just leave like a bunch of pubes on a urinal. Like, you know what I mean? It's just there, like, without respect. It's just so gross. Like, so gross. Yeah. No scruples. No brought-upsy.
He looked like he would pee in the corner of a hotel room just because. Yeah.
A piss in the pool ass nigga, you know?
Do you think that he's lasting on this show? Are they like...
I don't think so, because no. But I also don't know how to gauge this show because of the fact that nobody gets released. Like, it's easier for Love After Lockup to gauge because, like, with Angela, right? Tony didn't come, so clearly you're not going to be on the season. Or, like,
Right.
it made to Roommate, when Aaron didn't come for Robert, okay, you're not
It
going
was
to be
a wrap.
on. Here, everybody's talking via Zoom and JPay, so I don't, you know.
It's hard. I know. The only one we know for sure about to get out, well, we got some time on it, is French Montana. But he still has 2 months, 60 days or something like that.
9 weeks. Yeah.
9 weeks.
But that was them.
Yeah.
Before I begin, before we move on, I want to tell you two things. What happened when I was watching this show. One, did you see that Big Shaq has a commercial?
Okay, so literally, I said, "Your man's not hot" is in a Peloton commercial. That's motherfucking crazy. That's not even a real
hella
song.
Major.
Ah!
They got a remix
our
to
influence.
Yes. I said the tingle. I said I know this. I know this very well.
Tingo pop pop pop. Oh, what I know, you know what got me? That's freaking Maps. I said,
because I heard the beat and I was like, no way.
I was like, I know that did it.
Yes. And number two, I know this is in relation to not this show, but I found Aparna from Indian matchmaking on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And it's not because I was looking for her. Mm-hmm. It's because she showed up in an ad, and she's like a Weight Watchers like ambassador.
Of course she is. She wear those little wedges.
Yeah. I was like, oh, Aparna. You didn't find a man, but, you decided to find solace in WW, so work.
She still live here? Because didn't she move here?
Yeah. Her apartment's still the same in New York.
Rich ass bitch.
Well, she's a lawyer, so.
Me too.
Where do you want to go next?
Oh, I'm so happy we got rid of that old killing ass nigga. Let's go with Chelsea and Mikey.
Okay. Sharp Entertainment is going to hell.
Straight to the hot place. Do you hear me? Straight
because
through.
And I understand Chelsea's I don't understand, but I understand, her frustration. And I guess they try to demonstrate that frustration through their sound editing, but it's so shady how they do it. So, excuse me. Remember last week, Beth, her homegirl Beth, was like, you need to make some calls to get some understanding where your nigga is in prison. Did he have a stroke or not? Or not. So Beth is a true friend, and she starts making calls for her. And she finds out that Mikey ain't in the hospital. Mm-hmm. But don't really know where he is yet. Mm-hmm. So she calls. Chelsea's like, well, maybe we should call his mom.
Yes.
And Beth was like, okay, girl, well, are you sure? Because I'm the one that got to be the voice for you, and I want to make sure that, you're comfortable with it. So it's like, yeah, call the mom. I need to know what happened to live my life. Mm-hmm. So she calls the mother, Beth does, and they're going back and forth. And then Sharp Entertainment, because Chelsea is frustrated that she can't hear because she's hearing impaired, they make everything muffled so the audience can kind of fake feel what she's hearing or not hearing.
They put this muffled white noise.
Yeah. I'm like, you don't have to do that.
No.
I see it. It's big.
It's like a mosquito in November because of fucking global warming.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's driving me fucking nuts.
I've read a tweet. Someone was like, the Gen Zs are talking about when we get older. And someone was like, LOL, y'all not getting older. It is 70 degrees in November.
If for whatever god awful reason you want more Jade and XD, make sure you subscribe to us on Patreon.